Today we're going to be talking about the swords used by the Witchers in The Witcher, Bethesda, TM, right there. So we're not going to be using any of their music or their videos because they're a notoriously litigious company. But today we're going to be talking about this style of crossguard and some potential advantages that it has over things like a traditional crossguard, something like that. So stay towards the end, and I'll show you a couple different ways that we can use this style of crossguard versus something more traditional. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. What we're most interested here is the hilt. So we can see we've got this lovely brass guard right there. Very sturdy. I can't bend it at all. Nice, thick, right there on the hand. So this, I think, is a really good representation of what we'd expect from one of the Witchers to be carrying. Now, in the lore, the Witchers have a sword that is more traditional for fighting more traditional opponents, like men or soldiers, people like that. People that are non-magical creatures. And the swords that have this type of a crossguard are meant for fighting things like magical creatures. So not only does that upswept guard look really, really nice, but it doesn't really get in the way of the function of the longsword at all. This one, we've taken those and bent them up. So we're going to be losing just a little bit of hand protection this side. Now, why might we opt for that in universe? Now, let's say I am fighting my opponent. If I have those guards, I can still do all of the things that a typical longsword can do. Strike over, crum pow into the hands, shoot it up into a crown guard, and attack my opponent. I can do all the things that that can do. But one advantage is if I'm fighting an opponent that might not be used to very, very bindy things like rapiers, I can take that, block it up into a crown guard or posta di corona, if you're in the Italian tradition, and I can actually turn my sword so that my angle is on angle with their head, but I have trapped their sword, and I can slide down their blade and attack them. And now their sword is pretty well stuck in there if I have a good angle on that. So if I can catch my opponent's sword, I can do all kinds of things that they're not going to be able to respond immediately with. Now, we have to be extra careful if we stick a crossguard out like this, because we've actually lost almost all of our crossguard in that situation. So we're really going to be attacking our opponent on at angles to get that crossguard in the right position to be able to make those follow-up attacks. So that is one thing to be aware of, is why this kind of design was not super popular in history. So for me, who is more familiar with a traditional longsword, having an upswept guard isn't a huge disadvantage.